You don't really know much about Halloween.
Hello and welcome back to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads. If you're unfamiliar with who the Newlydeads are, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com to find out everything about us. Obviously, if you found this YouTube channel, you can see all of the videos that we make, including our unboxing videos, Sinister Snacks, the classic episodes of Dollar Store Drive-In, which if you're wondering what that is a show, half an hour, where we find a movie out in the wild and then we talk about it. The show has been on the air now for over 2 years. Currently, it's streaming on these networks, which I will put up on the screen now so you can check that out. It's a comedy show, and every week we also convert it into a podcast. So if you prefer to listen to it, you can find that at Spotify. And I know that some people have preferred to do it that way, but since there is so much editing work that goes into it, and there's a lot of visual humor that goes on, I do recommend checking it out that way as well, kind of see what your preference is. We are visual content creators as well as artists. We are doing one show this year for our art. That is Wolf Hollow's Witches Market. I'll put the information up here. If you'd like to come by, say hello, see what we have to sell, as well as just, point and stare or, tell us where you've seen the show or whatever, we'd love to meet you. Please feel free to stop by. It's a very cool market. There's a lot going on. So there's a lot to do when you're there, especially if you're into kind of the darker, odder side of life. It's such a good time, though. Highly recommended. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach us at our Facebook page, or you can just reach out to us by email at contact@thenewlydeads.com. We'd be happy to speak to you about whatever, whenever. We love to interact. And in 2025, we're hoping to grow the channel, so please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your dogs, your cats, your enemies, whoever, let them know about the channel and help us get just a little bit bigger. We're not looking to get anything crazy here, but we'd love to grow the channel a little bit. So for this episode, this is all Doctor Who all the time. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge Doctor Who fan. It's my fandom. I've been watching since 1984 when I was a kid. My dad was a huge fan as well. And so I'm just carrying on that tradition. So if you can see behind me, I've been slowly collecting the entire run of the show, which the classic episodes have been coming out slowly, little by little, over the years now. And so part of that is this, and part of this is something else. So first thing we got is Doctor Who Jon Pertwee collection for Series 1. So when they say Series 1, this is the first series where he took over as a doctor from Patrick Troughton. This includes the episode Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, the Ambassadors of Death and Inferno. There's multiple directors on this, so I can't really get into the individual directors, but it does star Jon Pertwee, who was in The House That Dripped Blood and Mr. Drake's Duck, which I thought was a fantastic title. A little bit of trivia here. The Spearhead from Space is famous for something that during the Doctor's medical examination, a unique point of the Time Lord physiology is established in which they have two hearts. So if you're familiar with that mythology, you're a fan of the show, that's where it started. So these collections, the first one with Tom Baker had a slipcase and was, really well produced. And over time, I think probably as a cost saving measure, I'm not sure, they've kind of not downgraded, but kind of pulled back on all of the extras. I don't know if the ones in the UK are a bit more high end. I think some of them I've seen have been. But inside, it's the standard kind of rolling, I don't know what you want to call this. I don't like these particularly. They break easily, and a lot of times the discs get loose and sometimes can get scratched. So I'm not a fan. And this one already, the case snapped a little bit, so it doesn't close all the way. But I'm just happy to have them. Like I said, building this up little by little, and eventually I'll have it all, and I will be a happy person. So the next thing we have here, I just realized I didn't end up printing out the information about it. So I'm going to be doing this a little bit loosey-goosey. And so I'm currently pulling this up on my phone so I can kind of walk you through a little bit of this. I know some information about it, but anyway, this is The Savages. This is from 1966. It is the series is all directed by Christopher Barry, who did 43 episodes of Doctor Who, as well as a bunch of other stuff. He had a very long career, but as far as Doctor Who goes, he is a pretty well-known director. This stars William Hartnell, who we've talked about at length on other episodes. So, as you know, he was the first Doctor, if you're a fan. If not, that's the biggest credit I can think of for him, as being kind of the progenitor of the whole series. Now, just a little bit of trivia here. This was wiped entirely by the BBC. No known copies of the episodes exist. When they're still trying to find a lot of lost episodes. This one, they have audio recordings, some still frames, and a couple of 8mm just random shots from it. So this is an animatic reproduction using the audio to create the episode as close as they can get it, since there is no video that exists. A little bit about this. In this episode, the Doctor, Stephen, and Dodo arrive in the far future and are welcomed by the advanced civilization of the Elders, but soon begin to suspect that they're hiding a secret. Sounds pretty Doctor Who-ish. So it's exciting. They're starting to release little single sets like this of episodes that don't fall into the releases that are already out, or that weren't available, or that they've been working on, to release. So there's a lot of these animated ones that are coming out little by little, which they're fun because they're, separate individual sets. They have their own special features. They have, some people complain about the animation that's in it. I'm more about the story. I like to have the animation just from a visual perspective. I know that there's a huge fan base for the Big Finish audio dramas. It's one of the areas that I've not really stepped into too far, but it feels kind of like it's a marriage between the two. So inside we have, just the discs themselves, nothing fancy. And this is a 3-disc set. So again, something I'm not a fan of. They've stacked the discs here on one side, but I guess that's probably better, and you have a little more control than if they were to have, the carousel. I don't know what to call that. All right, so next is another one of those kind of weirdy one-offs I was talking about. This is Doctor Who: The War Games from 1969. The big difference with this one is that it's in color. Originally, it was broadcast in black and white, and that's another thing that's doing, is releasing the first one I remember was the Daleks in color, which was just fun. So the plot of this is that the Doctor, Jamie, and Zoe realize that they have arrived in the trenches of the First World War, where the sinister General Smith accuses them of espionage. This is a 10-episode story arc, so a long story, which most of the episodes, I believe, back at this point were about 25 minutes long. So this was directed by David Maloney, who did 46 episodes of Doctor Who, as well as a ton of other stuff, kind of like Christopher Barry did. This stars Patrick Troughton, who some of you may recognize from The Omen. He was the priest in that gets a rather gnarly death. Spoiler alert. He's also in Scars of Dracula, which I believe is a Hammer film. Patrick Troughton was, along with William Hartnell, were well-known actors back in the day, as was John Pertwee. So anyway, a little bit of trivia here. When Patrick Troughton saw rats at the location, he threatened to quit on the spot if he saw any more. During World War II, he had rat shooting duties, and this upset him greatly. The last Doctor Who serial to be filmed and transmitted in black and white was this episode. Kind of why they went ahead and converted it to color, so that there's consistency across the board. So again, one-off thing. You've got a nice little cover there. Reminds you of a Big Finish audio drama, actually. On the back, you've got the information, special features. This is a single disc set, so just the one disc, and just makes me happy. So, all right, last but not least, if you're a fan of the modern day Doctor Who, the reboot that started in 2005 with Russell T Davies, they've essentially done a soft reboot in 2023 with there was some episodes with David Tennant. I want to say, I thought there was 3, but now I'm not sure if there's 4 or not. I'm going to have to put that up here. My brain is not working. It's very hot outside. So there were specials kind of like that he had between the series 4 and 5. And that led into Ncuti Gatwa taking over as the Doctor. So this essentially is kind of like they're calling this season 1, for Disney. That's how they have it labeled. Technically, it's just a continuation of the story. It's not like they've started over from zero, but it is kind of a soft reboot. So the plot of this set, as they say, is the Time Lord known as a Doctor travels through space and time with his companions, having incredible adventures and facing dangerous enemies. So if you know the show at all, that's pretty just broad strokes across the entire series. So various artists or various directors for this series, whatever you want to call it. The star Shruti Gatwa, who was in the Barbie film. Some of you may recognize him from that. He also has a series that's currently on Netflix called Sex Education. I don't know if that's wrapped up yet, but that's how I first saw Shruti Gatwa, and then Barbie, and then Doctor Who. Great actor, and that show is fantastic. This also stars Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. She was in 172 episodes of Coronation Street from 2019 to 2022. I believe that's the longest running show, period. Like continuously. It's in the thousands of episodes. It's insane. I don't know what it's about exactly. It's overseas, and I doubt they're ever going to release a box for that one. But yeah, she was in that show for a long time. So a little bit of trivia here. The department store that Ruby goes past is Henrik's, which was previously featured in the episode Rose from 2005, which is the first episode of the reboot. It's the same store in which Rose Tyler had worked, like I said, in the very first episode when Christopher Eccleston brought the series back from its cancellation after the 1996 film with Paul McGann and Sylvester McCoy. So anyway, this is a bit higher end. I think Disney kind of wanted to step up their game. So you've got the slipcase. You've got some nice show art there that you may have seen if you've already familiar with the show. On the back, you've got information about what's on this, as well as some still shots. Take this off. Inside, same thing there. Same thing on the back, I believe. Yep. Now, again, this is one of those that I'm not a fan of, but all of the discs have just, the planetary systems on them. And season 2 has just ended. Christmas episode is on the way. And so they've already released, and I've done an unboxing on the David Tennant specials, but it is, like I said, it's my fandom. I've been watching it most of my life, and I love it. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching another unboxing video. We truly appreciate it. Please head over to our aforementioned website. Check us out. Reach out to us if you would like to get in touch. So remember that tomorrow is not guaranteed, so please unbox your heart. We'll see you next time.
Should be done, you see, between the real and the unreal. The dead might be looking in. Halloween, the festival of Samhain. Happy Halloween.